Hi everybody, Michelle here. I'm here today to share this fairy themed junk journal that I just finished. Actually, I didn't just finish it, but the recipient has now received it, so I'm able to share the video. So it's fairy themed, as I said, and the idea here was I was going to try to focus on a specific color, and the idea for this one was to focus on a teal color. And then as I started working on it, I realized pretty quickly that teal is kind of a harder sort of color to come by in fabrics and papers and that sort of thing. So I did teal, sort of teal blue, and then of course some greens. Okay, so let's get started. This is the tassel that I made. It's kind of a boho tassel, but it's sort of fairy-ish. Put on a little feather there because I actually had a teal sort of colored feather, so I attached that. It is removable. It's just attached by a bulb pin here at the top. And then this is the cover. This is from a pressed fairy book that I found at a thrift shop, and took the book apart, and and just cut out some images, did some layering, and for the cover itself, what I did is I took a bunch of scrap fabric, mostly teals and blues, and I laid them on kind of a base fabric, and then I put a water soluble, it's like an interfacing but a topping, and then I did free motion all over the top of it, and then you just rinse it under hot water, and the whole water soluble stuff comes off, and you're left with all the scrap fabrics all kind of free motioned in. I don't know if you can see, but I mostly did a bunch of circles throughout that. I find that the easiest way to get down all the little corners and little, well, it didn't get them all, but it did a really good job getting most of them. Anyhow, so that's how I made the cover. Okay, so let's go inside. It's like I said, a fairy theme, and with a teal sort of green blue embellishments. So inside here we have, oh, and then on the inside here, I used a muslin, and then between the muslin and the slow motion cover that I did, the scrappy slow motion cover that I did, there's a very kind of a thick, sturdy craft. I guess it's like interfacing, but it's like a, anyway, I don't know what it's called, and I should have had that prepared, but anyhow, I can find out if you want. I can look it up. So we go inside, and so a lot of the images are from this book. Every time I go to a thrift store, well, not every time, but a lot, I find this book, and I've had 5 of them. So I decided to keep one intact, and then I cut up all the rest. They're really cute books. They've got gorgeous images, and beautiful font and all that kind of stuff, and really cute little, like little letters with like little notes inside and that kind of thing. So anyhow, like I said, I had a number of them, so I kept one intact and cut up the other 4. So that's where this image is from. This image is from a calendar, an old calendar. I just cut out all the images in tag shape and put writing paper on the back. And so I made a big tag for there to fit into there. So this one here has like a little paper clip attached to the side with just a little, I found these little sequences. I know I took it off of something, but I can't remember what I took it off of. But anyhow, so that's just on there like that. And then this was another fairy book that I found, and so I cut up parts of that book as well, and used it as a pocket. And then I put a number of these like just small fairies, like like I didn't know how else to use it, so I just tore it up and made it into a journaling card. and just plop that in there. This is, I do acrylic paint pours on watercolor paper, and then once it's all dry, I cut it up into, well, in the quilt world we call them inchies, and then I used like a dimensional stuff that I have, like this stuff, Nouveau crystal glaze, and it's clear, and so I just put that over top of it, and it gives it kind of a dimension. But isn't that beautiful? I think they're so pretty, and I have a ton of those. I'm actually going to show you because they're gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. I would suggest anybody do some paint pours on watercolor paper. And look at some of these. Like, they're just so beautiful. Like, I'm just amazed with these things. Anyhow, I have a ton of those. I have a ton of them, see? So I wanted to use a few of those in here too, so that's where that is. This paper here is vellum. It's like a vellum. And where I got the image from is I had a bunch of flowers that I tried to eco dye. Now, it didn't really grab the color from the flowers, but I think it made a really cool looking fairy sheet. I don't know. I thought so anyway. But okay, so let's move on. So then we have this page here, and in this pocket we have one of my little tags, and then another little tag inside, and then you can write on it. And I do have a tutorial video showing how I made these tags, and that will be up in the iCard above. And then a little tuck spot right there. It's just another image from another fairy book. Some coffee dyed paper. Here's from that book. It's an image from that same book I just showed you. This is a little glassine bag with a little card, just a cute little card inside, and that's just in there. So with that pocket, it looks like well, it looks like, I know I did. I glued it onto a piece of scrap paper, and then I tore around it and then sewed around it. This page here, so this is from that book as well. This part lifts up. I don't know if you can see yet. It lifts up, so you can use that as writing, and it's attached by 2 ribbons that I just knotted at the top. I put the eyelets in there and then the eyelets in there, and then they come through the back, which I'm fine with because I think that looks all right. And then we've got a little belly band right here with another fairy book. It was a fairy book on fairy fashions. And actually, it's a very cool book, but most of the images were way too big for me to use, so I'll have to use them in another project. And so I just made a journaling card out of that. And then, and this is another thing that I've been doing for a long time with these little skinny little tags that you can write on. I found a bunch of these plastic, I think they're probably like name labels or whatever, but they're self-adhesive and it's really well adhered. Anyway, so I've been using those in my books now for a while. And so I just put that there. And this one here is it's just vellum sewn onto coffee dyed paper. I just tore through it, and I'm on a little bit of a kind of a transparent kick right now. I'm really enjoying all these transparent things. This was this was a dyed paper. I can't remember how I did it. And then on this page I've got just a tall tag with a little fairy. He's from that same book. There's a page. This was a fairy coloring book that I had made out of vellum paper. And then some more. This is kind of like a homemade, or not homemade, handmade paper. This is that eco dye that I made. I just love how this came out. It's actually looks kind of pink and purple. Anyhow, so yeah, like I've just used that in there, and I just kind of tore around where the actual tears were in the paper. Like I scanned them so that I have them. This was the scan, and it came out all that kind of pink and purple with the flower petals. It looks really pretty to me. And this is from that book. Actually, this is from the cover, if you'll notice this girl here, because that was another thing. This is a padded book. Oh, actually, that pocket is from this book. Anyway, so I cut out, you know, after I detached it from the foam and the cardboard, I got the images. So I made a little pocket there, and then a little journaling card there with a little bit of a, you know, a gather and some sequins. This is a French kind of a flower book. And we have some ledger paper. And so I made some little see-through pockets with another fairy image just right in the window. This one here is another pocket with this image. This is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I will have posted below her shop, so you can go see her stuff. She's got lovely printables. And then that paper, then this is the back side of my eco die. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Like, I don't know about you, but I just think it's really cool. I feel like the light's it's kind of dark, but hopefully you can see this all right. Okay, the other side of that fairy page. And then this pocket here, we have, that was another fairy book that I had, and I just glued that picture there because there was a lot of kind of empty space. This thing here, what I did was I wrapped a bunch of different items, like some ephemera, and then I just put on a little piece of, like a little snap, like it's a plastic snap, and then I've got like a flower in a coin. It's like a coin slide, and then they all come out on this side, and then a piece of vellum with a little butterfly, and then I have a little fairy journal card, and then I have a deck of cards that had a bunch of fairies on them. And then, you know, they have like little sayings about happiness, about opportunity, enlightenment, and they used a bunch of different words like that. So I put a few of those in there. And then I put a piece of my handmade paper. I have a video on how I made my paper, and that'll be in the iCard above. And then this little postcard from a postcard book of flower fairies. And so they have all the flower fairies in a postcard book. Okay, so I will put this back in after because now I have to put it all back together. So it's like a little bundle of ephemera. Okay, then we have that page. This one here, this was also inspired by, I will have, all of the links are below in the, for the videos that I got inspiration for certain items. Now, some of the items that I made, I may not be able to find the videos, so I won't have them, but I'll explain that, you know, the video for this, who it was from, and link the video. And there's another one of those, you know, the paint pours on a little tile. And then you open this up. This was an envelope. And so that where this deck of cards came from, these were the pages. So they have a bunch of writing on the back. So I just attached some coffee dyed writing paper, and then you know, just glued on a word. And then I've got a little fairy guy there. This was the envelope after I had opened it up. And rather than just leave the envelope, you know, as it is, opened up, I put a diamond shape of coffee stained paper there. And then I just put a little fairy on there. This one here says, I shall seek the fairies in the places butterflies favor. So I have a little butterfly tag in there. And then this is an envelope, and I actually just put in some sort of scrap ephemera so that the gal can use some of the pieces in the book, you know, however she likes. I didn't want to do everything. You know, I didn't want to decorate all of the stuff because I wanted to leave some areas for her to decorate. So, and then the flap of the envelope just goes underneath the tile. And that was just put on a piece of music paper. Oh yeah, and the music paper was called Fairy Dance. Coffee dyed paper. This is just another piece that I put on coffee dyed paper. And you can glue this somewhere, or she can just write on it, stick it in one of the pockets. This was an up in the eye card. I have a video showing how I made these. So that can be tucked into there or go right into the pocket. And there's that vellum. This is a page I left sort of blank. I just put a little guy there on the edge. And then this one here has a vellum envelope. And then in the vellum envelope, you know that book I was talking about that's Fairy Fashions? So it has, it had this image in there. So I thought it was a very cute image to put in a fairy journal. So that just goes into that vellum envelope, and that just closes. So this is from the book. This is it's a field guide to fairies, and if you flip through it, you can just kind of see where, you know, what kinds of fairies: goblins, brownies, all kinds of different flower fairies, elves, pixies. And then this is just the page. I just glued that onto the page. This is also Ephemera's Vintage Garden. She has this one with those really cute pink birds, which I thought was very fairy-like. And then this idea I know came from Eve Spade, because I was obsessed with them for a long time. Until I started having trouble finding a glue that would hold things onto that plastic without being able to pull it off. But that video will be linked below. This here is actually a little tuck spot. So you can just pop that in there, which actually I might just put that in there and leave it there. And this is my handmade, or my eco-dyed paper again. Look at that. The scan came out so pinkly purpley. And then this paper, it's got little silver specks in it. It's really, really pretty. And then I just sewed around a piece of coffee-dyed graph paper, attached it to a page, and then scanned it. And so that's what that is. This is a pocket that I made, and this from the book as well. And what she could do with this is glue it on a page, and then it just lifts up. And it's a postcard on the back, and the Daisy Fairy on the front. And then another piece of handmade paper. This is a little pocket that I made with vellum, green vellum, and green handmade paper. And it's got this little card in that pocket, and then this little card in this pocket. And then just another page, a little fairy, looks like he's climbing up the flower stalk. This here, I also have a video tutorial how I made these. That'll be up in the iCard as well. And then there's a journaling card in there. So you could tuck something under here. You've got a tuck in there. You've got this little pocket here. You open it, you've got another tuck there, and another tuck there. This is the center of the first signature, and I was inspired by someone, and if I can find the video, I absolutely will link it below. I don't remember off the top of my head where I got this idea from. Anyhow, the middle signatures, the middle of the signature, I just put little knots all through the string and then hung some little buttons off of them. Oh, this is actually the second signature. So yeah, I didn't tell you that the first time. I've got buttons there too. So anyway, this is a pocket here where I've got a journaling card in there, and then a journaling card in there with that same sari silk that is going to be wrapping up the journal. I didn't have any teal sari silk, so I just went with the purple and beige. And then there's the other side of that that tuck part. And okay, so now this one here, I have another one of these pockets. This is a little envelope, a little vellum envelope with roses on it. It's really pretty. Oh, they might not be roses. Anyway, and I got that from a gal on Etsy somewhere, and if I can find her name, I will also post that. I bought that a couple of years ago, so I might not be able to find it. Another journaling card with some sequins sewn down the little ruffle there on the side. And then this is another pocket here. And this one here, it's just a little boy fairy on a piece of paper. And then this is that same idea, the other side of that one, the idea by Eve Spade. And I think I might have mentioned this, but anyway, I did find another glue to hold those pieces on really well. I don't know if I have the name of it. DuraPro craft glue. It's anyway, it's just a glue. And then this page, I was going to put a pocket on here, but the right one just didn't come along, so I didn't bother. This idea here was 100% entirely inspired by Nick the Booksmith. She did a page that I completely copied. I have no other way to say it. It's pretty much exactly, well, hers is obviously more beautiful, but you know, I loved it so much that I thought I would just do the same thing. It would say, would a fairy fly in exactly the same way as a butterfly? I wonder. So it's a butterfly wing with, you know, aged looking Scotch tape on a dictionary page. And then on this side, it's blank. She could put, the gal can put, you know, whatever pictures she wants. I was lucky enough to find some of these things. They're for purses. I found a company here in Canada that sells purse hardware. And so I bought a bunch of their stuff. Anyway, so I used that on this one here. You know, like these things that say like made in Canada and handmade, and I love it. And then there's another one of those paper clips with a teal colored little, you know, dangle on it. Okay, third signature. So this here is, I put it on an index card. I embossed it, then I put a die cut on it, and then I attached the transparent fairy wings. This opens up like that, and inside is just some little writing, you know, secret writing, if you will. And then this is a coffee dye piece of paper. This is a pocket here that I made, you know, with a ruffle and some buttons. This is an extremely old ledger book. I don't know the age actually. But I did take it out of a book with the cover was just completely falling apart, but all the pages were blank. It was very nice. And then just this cute little guy from the Pressed Fairy book. No, Pressed Fairy book. And the image was kind of the right size. So I thought, well, I'll just put that in there because he's pretty cute. And then this is just a little pocket that I made, and I've got a little bird coming out of there. And this is my eco-dyed paper that I'd scanned, and I just tore around where the tears were. This the back side of this page is actually Artie Mae's, and I don't remember which digitals it's from, but that'll be linked as well. This one here, originally done by Liz, the Paper Project, and then redone by, I think Gail did it. It was Gail Augustinelli, and so I made one too. It's like an envelope that opens up. Like I'm all about the transparencies right now. I just realized that's got a tear in it. Anyhow, yeah, the transparencies. Another piece of paint poured watercolor paper. And anyhow, and this is kind of a writing area. And so, and I had a Tim Holtz die cut for those leaves. So, and okay, some more coffee dye paper. There is a Tracy Fox inspired pocket. So I've got this in there. It's just a writing page. I've also put in some other items in here that the gal can use to decorate her book or just leave them where they are. This is another coin envelope. It, like, you could put coins in it, and it talks about the Tooth Fairy, and it's just backed onto coffee dye paper. I thought I would just leave it like this because she can put it on her book maybe if she wants, using the brad that I put in there. Yeah, and the link for this pocket by Tracy Fox, the link will be below. And then just a kind of a stamp, cutout stamp of some purple flowers. And this is from that fairy book about the fairy designs. They had a bunch of these, this color in there, so I put that there. This is a little pocket, a little tuck spot. So I just put a little ticket in there. Now this is another piece of my eco die. This was done a couple of years ago, and then I ended up just scanning them as well. And then I printed it out onto vellum. I didn't really know that vellum sort of did this after a while. It's really kind of curling, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyhow, yeah, so that was a bunch of leaves that I had eco-dyed. And, yeah, and just scanned it and printed it. Handmade paper there. This is another pocket. This is kind of a fabric pocket, sort of a padded fabric pocket. And then I have a video showing how I made these envelopes. And in this one here, I just have a piece of embossed handmade paper. And I'll be making handmade paper again here in a little while. And I think I'll video it, kind of an updated video. So yeah, that's the envelope. And that is the paint pour tile. I just love those things. Okay, this one here. This is an envelope. I'm really sorry, but I have no idea who inspired this envelope. But it's just like a legal size envelope folded in half, which created this little tuck spot. And then I just covered all the areas with you know, kind of fairy paper. And then I just put in some little pieces of ephemera into there. And then this was, actually this was a tag that I made. It's just in plastic, actually. I'm going to show you. I think these were for, like for laminating cards of some sort, like business cards or name labels, like these ones here. And I got like 5 or 6 packages. I think I'm going to have to send some of these out in Happy Mail because I'm never going to be able to use them all up. But look at, like, they're kind of neat. Anyway, so I bought all the packages, and there were, like I said, about 6 or 7 of them. Anyhow, sorry about that. So that's this. I just put an image in and an image in that side, and then just sewed around all the edges and made it like a little piece of ephemera. And then this one here, I also have a video showing how I made these. That'll be in the iCards as well. And then this is kind of like a tag shape itself. I made the envelope sort of a tag shape. And then there's another tag in there. So a few little ways to stuff an envelope. Okay. And then this is actually a tuck spot right here. But I didn't want to put anything in it because I found it was already kind of busy. But you're definitely more than welcome to put something in there. These collages are inspired by a lady that I follow on Instagram, and her name is Teacher Candy. And she does these really cool collages. Anyhow, I was very inspired by hers. So I made a few and made that the center of my signature. And this one has some little buttons attached. I'll show you the buttons dangling after I'm finished here. This is an old book I bought, and it was holding, it had like these slots, and they had cards in them, like animals and stuff. It looks like it's maybe German, but I am not a language expert, so it does look German though. Anyhow, so what I did is I just cut out the 3 little fairy kids and put them in there, and then just attached it onto the page. Just, you know, with a paper clip. It's incredible how I lose words when I'm videoing, and words as simple as paperclip. And then some more of the aged, you know, tape. There's another little pocket, and I put a little card from the book in there. This one here, I have a ton of these flower cards, and with not a whole lot of creativity to know what to do with them. But I found something. So I backed them with paper from a book I found, and put tab, just add a little bit of wallpaper. And this one has, she can either use it to write, or she can, you know, glue it down on a page. So it's like a little pocket there. And then on this side, we've got another pocket. And I think this was, I think Graphic 45. I'm not 100% sure. Anyhow, and that's wallpaper there. And there's the other side of my Eco Die on vellum. This is also a little tuck spot with a little tag in it. This is a little pocket here. You could put something in there. And it's got some fibers kind of dangling from it. This is another pocket here. I left a lot of the pockets empty at the end because, well, like usual, is getting too fat. And then so another one of these. And then this one here, just an index card that I made kind of like as a file folder. And I open that up, and then it's got a piece of writing spot there. And then another paper clip with another dangling. And then in the back of the book, I've got this big, huge pocket that I put in this Tales of Grateful Helpful Fairies. And, you know, like it's got some information. She can, see, I took it right out of the book, so she can just glue it right back, you know, right where she wants it. So she's got that. And then this little booklet I made, this was inspired by Dawn from the Book Vandal shop. She did say she was going to make, it was one of her videos just before Christmas. She said she was going to make a tutorial video on how she made that. So, you know, you can check back at her channel and just see if she's done it yet. Now, there are magnets in here, but I don't think I did them right. Anyhow, this one's not holding very well, but this one here holds. Like, that one holds pretty good. So this is all done. This is all Ephemera's Vintage Garden. All this paper here. And so I just made a little pocket there and put in some tags and, you know, just ephemera. And these are actually little envelopes. So you could, you know, you could put a little note in there. This was, I think this is Victoria design, but I'm not sure. I stopped using them because I didn't realize to put their stuff in your work you had to buy a copyright license, but I've heard that they've changed it now. So this, I don't know if this was free or I don't remember. Anyway, I think that's who it's from. In this pocket here we have this little tag that pulls out of there, and then it opens up for a journaling card, and then that's the back of that. That's just pops in there. This is a playing card, actually, that I made into a shaker tag, and I do have a tutorial for this as well. The iCard above will show that tutorial, and then I have a piece of handmade paper in there. That one wasn't my paper. That was from a book I pulled apart. Okay, and then this pocket here has another large fairy tag in it. And there's enough room in there for her to be able to put other items in. So that one closes up with a magnet. That closes there, and then that closes, but the magnet doesn't grab. So I think I did something wrong, but anyhow, it doesn't really matter because it just goes into this pocket. And that's that. That's my fairy theme book. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So Merry Christmas, even though this is showing after Christmas, and Happy New Year. Please, everybody, stay safe. We're gonna get through this crazy business with COVID, and then we'll be able to, well, be normal again, hopefully. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.